would like to formally welcome our participants for today's virtual conversation. For this is in support of our COVID-19 Cebu Nurses Support Group. So anyway, atong topic today is about prioritizing self-care and health in COVID-19 crisis. Even though nurses ta, kabalo na taon say self-care, but honestly, mga 80% nato dili jud mo perform of self-care because we are so busy taking care of others. And
Yeah.
nursing itself is very stressful. We signed up to
Yeah.
this job na we are not forced to do. This is what we wanted to do since when kung gipugos mo sa inyong ginikanan nga mag-nursing, inyuhan ang choice gihapon kay kamo may nag-study, di man sila. So eventually later on, I learn nato ang atong sense and purpose of caring for other people, especially our patients that are sick at this time with regards aning pandemic and how to balance life, how to balance nursing and family, and generally our health. Kay mao jud na pinaka-importante because if we don't take care of ourselves, kung saon na lang nato pag-atiman sa laing tao. So today akong gi-introduce atong pinaka-special na invited speaker. So one thing I want to share about niya na di jud me personally kaila, but I found out because I was also in search of like purpose and balance akong life. Mao na nga natay social media platforms and I was following like mindfulness, yoga, and I found a very good support system through social media, which is si Ate Bernadette. She's Bernadette Pacana-Yap, and she's a Cebuana. Ate Bernadette she's from Labangon. She's a yoga instructor based in Vancouver, but she's also offering classes internationally. Kung namoy time mo visit mo sa iyahang Facebook page, Be Yoga, Wellness, and Me, right? Mausakto ba nate? Yes.
Yeah.
And she's also a wellness advocate, and I am so happy and grateful that nakaspare siya just ang precious time to give us tips kay mga nurses. Reminder lang di kuwang nato. So atong welcome tagaan itong masipang pakpak si Ate Bernadette.
Yay!
Yay!
So hi everyone. Thank you so much for that parang gabi kay nga introduction ni Marilis. No?
Gikan dito sa kasing-kasing.
Oh my God, pressure ba? Gabi kayo. So honestly, like when she invited me, I was like looking into this talk. It's something very dear to me because this is really my advocacy. Just like as your advocacy is really caring for the sick, like mine is also this, like advocating for wellness. But I was preparing this talk, like think lang you go na. Like so it was on bana, like love. Nurses man sila love. They already know what I know. Like what do I need to share? Like that they don't know. And then so he said, like just share your journey and share like what worked for you, and then hopefully it will work for them. And maybe they just need some reminders. And just like you said, like these are things that probably we already know and you've read somewhere, but sometimes it's planting the seeds and rehearing it, and then at the perfect time it will like grow fruit. So that's what I usually that's my role as a wellness advocate. I don't really expect people to change drastically. It's just really planting seeds because that was what worked for me too when I transitioned to a healthier lifestyle. Like it didn't happen overnight. Like hey, wanna get limpyo, clean eating nako. So that's what I'm gonna share to you today. So thank you for having me. I feel so honored, and this is very humbling to be like speaking to you guys who are our frontliners, our heroes. And I appreciate your time, even if you're not here like right now, but if you like replay this, even finding the time to do that and learning something is already something you can do for yourself. So probably before I will share my screen, I was thinking of sharing my journey without the screen. So that like we will share each other as if nagchika lang ta. And then later, like with the other stuff, I can share my screen. So just to give you a brief background about my wellness journey and how I got into this world of wellness was back in 2010, out of curiosity, I like joined a yoga class. Like I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just stretching, like tuwad-tuwad, mga nana, like unsa na sila oy niya. Out of curiosity, sige mo join ko. And then it only took one class for me to get really hooked. Um, it, I think what really got me into it was the feeling of it challenged me physically, like naglisod ko, but at the same time, it was very calming. At the end, I felt good, more happy ko, kalma ko. And then I was in a corporate job for 10 years, and it was a very like analytical kind of job. So it gave me the sense of calm that I didn't find anywhere. Like not like when you pray, but that your body is relaxed. And because I was in a call center for 10 years, I was traveling a lot. So it was that kind of calm that I needed from all the noise in my head. So I kept doing that. And in the process, I joined a surf yoga samba retreat. And then it was in a year after. So I was doing yoga to 2010. A year after, I joined, and it was where there that I got introduced to vegetarian diet. They didn't force us. They gave us the option, like for the retreat, would you want regular meals or vegetarian? And that was long time ago. No more, di pa kaya siya popular. So I go, unsa rin na vegetarian? So ni-click na ko siya out of curiosity. Curious lang yung ko pirmi. So ato nang suwayan, unsa rin ang vegetarian. So pag abot na ko dito, La Union, so beach man, surf, yoga. So yun, pag serve na sa food, uy, lami lagi din ng vegetarian, no? And then there was a talk about it, like why vegetarian, like why plants are good for you, that vegetables are good for your health, and how to prepare easy, like snack, just fruits and nuts. Like, uy, lami raman sa day ni nani smoothies, and oh, pwede din nani. So it was that opened my eyes to healthier alternatives. It only took that one weekend, and then eventually I joined different raw vegan retreats. Nagsige na kay interested naman ko na naa-day ni siya na alternative kay Pinoy. As Pinoy, I grew up to eating rice and meat. Di ba mo man ang staple jud, like kanon og sudan. Mao ginaon sa may mong sudan. Wa makay sudan. So dapat nagi sudan niya. Nagi rice. Mao jud na ang murag perfect meal sa Pinoy. So
Breakfast of champions, di ba? Natay longganisa, rice, itlog in the morning, pandesal, napay budbud, unsa pa.
Napay ka na, napay painit before sa breakfast, na snack, niya, paniudto, snack, panihapon, napay yung snack, igahuman. So, dagan kay niya. Pili pa ang snack rice. So, so kasabot ko, but kato siya, naday laing way, pwede ra sa UDI, nga dili ra sa day kagutom. And then, lucky for me that I didn't really transition because na ako gipamati, I was sick or whatever. Like I didn't have that. But it was really just curiosity, and I got interested. And because I was very interested, I learned on my own, like nag-research ko, join ko workshops, and then it gave me so much knowledge that I can't unlearn what I already knew. So parang it was just a matter of application. So, but then it didn't happen overnight. I just started like, okay, karon daw be 1 week daw ko di daw ko mag-meet. Next week ay ganahan ko mag-meet ko. So I just did it gradually. So eventually I got rid of red meat, and then sunod kay, okay, chicken yun akong weakness before, like ganahan gyud kay ko mga fried chicken, mga lechon manok, mga ganahan ko mga coming from Cebu, ganahan ba tag sugba, right? So kanang sugba lami gyud kay puso ana. So kanya presko nga isda kay isla ba ta seafood. So the last thing I gave up was really seafood, because in my brain, like fresh ba atong seafood, lami niya, healthy kay omega-3. So I kept that for a while, and then eventually your palate actually changes. Like naatoy ako yung digin na ako malimtan. 1 year na ko ni kaog meat, like meat free na ko, then okay na ko. Like ang usa day nga naka-stick yun na ko was I was teaching yoga a lot. I was working out, but I had so much energy just eating vegetables. So, contrary to what people think na magluya ka, it was the opposite for me. And then, like, grabe, I was very energetic even if think ng tao nga, wa ka nagluya, like, wag ko nagluya. Kanang, kuan na kay ko, bibor kay ko. So, that made me stick nga, this is working for me. And then, kato ng 1 year na ko nawa, at one point, gimingaw ko pag ayog Jollibee. Nabot kanang sibut gabi Jollibee kanang humot biya kay siya agi na pag ni drive through jud ko couch ko Jollibee kay gimingaw Jollibee. Naganahan ko kuan burger nga kanang cheeseburger ba. Kanang kung ordinary cheeseburger so drive through ko. Sa akong yung ka-crave niya nga while nag-drive kaon ako like dali ra gyud kay nahurot ako sa burger nga pila ra gyud to kahungit. Oh my God, ang naka pero wala drive na ko, dili na din ako matake. Kanang, gi-reject na siya ba nga, murag, lain akong pamati. Kanang, giluod na ko pag later. Like, okay siya kay, mao sa akong brain ba nga, murag, gimingaw jud ko niya. Pagkaon na di ay, murag, wa pa ni take effect. It takes 20 minutes for the signal in your body to tell your brain na busog na ka, nga what it feels. Munang mas okay nga hinay ka mukaon kay kung paspas gutom kay ko niya paspas kayo niya gaba 20 minutes busugan ako oy so mo tong pag 20 minutes nag-drive ako dili na din ni madad na jud so after that wa na gyud ko ni kaon ato kay man na day gyud ko so my palate changed and then mo na tong ni continue na akong journey na vegetarian ako and then eventually people started asking what I was doing, but I was still doing yoga. So it didn't happen overnight. It was really gradual changes, and I didn't deprive myself. No one forced me. No one told me kay yoga teacher ka dapat in ani like dili siya imposed. Ako ra yun to. And then people around me, even my family, thought I was crazy because in Cebu, lechon, everything like ngano imong nagibuhat sa imong kaugalingon ngano naglisod-lisod man jud ka murag inana ang thinking basin malnourished na ka or basta daghan og mga inana good kay wa pa kayo kasabot but then they saw na it was the opposite for me like I was feeling great I wasn't sick I was healthy like kung na-sick na sila tanan sa balay ako wala so they saw that it was actually working for me. And then so that kept me going. And then eventually I started teaching more yoga. I traveled a lot. I taught in New York. I came here. I studied here. I taught here. Before I moved, I already visited. So na part na gyud siya sa akong lifestyle. And then it was really just yoga and being vegetarian. And I eventually held wellness retreats there in Cebu. And then I held my own teacher training. So I trained new yoga teachers for our studio. So for those mo tanawan ni taga Cebu, I co-own Yoga Hub with Jen and our other partners. So we have a studio in Banilad and Raintree Mall. But karon COVID close siya. So sad me. Hopefully maka-open me kung mahuman na ni kung dili magpabadlong ang mga tao para mahuman.
Sakto.
Gay nakaayo siya as in muro kaguol jud siya nya naa pa man akong family diha so sige kog check up nila so I'm just like telling you this story because I know the struggle of how it is to transition how to choose a healthy lifestyle nga it's not as easy as just shifting the day after and your story will be different than mine like our journeys will be very different like your reason for choosing a healthy lifestyle will be different like from my reason so whatever your reason is it's valid and I'm just here to share to you what has worked for me and maybe like it will work for you too so here when I moved to Canada 2016 I got married 2017 Pinoy pod it was really here that I started because I didn't cook before I like kung matanaw ko mo sa akong Instagram karon luto daghan kay luto but then mga vegan meals mga plant but sa una di ko muluto ang ako gyud mag-boil kog kamote boil og saging munggos, kalbasa, mani, kanang green smoothies, mo na akong yung pasta, usual food. Akong pag-vegetarian, wala ako kabawaan ng mga unsa-unsa. But pag abot na ko diri kay I didn't work for a year. I couldn't work when I moved here. I was working for a permit. So I was stuck in the house and magunsa pa man ka sa balay. So magluto na lang ka kay nagtrabaho man ng bana, eskwela imong anak. So magluto na lang ka. And then I wanted them to eat vegetables too. Because Pinoy man sila, so ganahan sila sa rice and koan niya. So my goal was to make vegetarian food yummy. Para dili nila ipakilid, mukhaon sila. So before, I would make 2 meals. 1 meat and 1 vegetarian. And then, nara nila kung mukhaon sila sa akong food. And then eventually, as I got better with my cooking, naganahan na sila sa akong pagkaon, di na ko kinahanglan make 2 kinds of food. Usa na lang. And then, nara nila kung ganahan sila mukhaon og meat. So now, vegan, I'm fully vegan, so no animal products, and they eat what I make. And our rule here in the house is I won't buy meat, I won't make meat. If they want to eat meat, they eat it somewhere else, or they buy it and they eat it. I don't make it. So more than rule there is a balay. It has worked, and even if ganahan yun kay ko na ma-fully vegan sila like me, like usay mag-uul ko, makahilak ko, kay nganong di man dyan ako sila makuan. Uy nga, mao naman dyan akong gisilbi nila, but I can't force them. Like it's still, at the end of the day, it's still their choice. And mo na important nga dili siya pinugos. Like sila gyud dapat ang mo choose. So, and that's the same for everyone listening na at the end of the day, it's your choice. What works for you, like will determine like your lifestyle habits. So, and then now I'm a holistic nutritionist. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist. I do one-on-one consultations for those like who want to improve their health, like if you have like certain health issues, certain diseases. So, I help you get through that through nutrition and lifestyle changes. So I was just thinking that role of the nurses is to take care of their patients when they're in the hospital or in the clinic because they're already sick, right? My role is to prevent people to be sick and go to the hospital. So akong role is para di sila maabot ninyo para gamay ra yung trabaho. Or if nanagid sila sakit, I support them nutritionally because usually doctors give you medication because you already have diabetes, you have heart issues, cardiovascular issues, hypertension or whatever. And then our role is to support that. So you can't just, for us, we believe that medication can't really go to the root cause. It can like take away the symptoms, parang you feel good, but narigapon underlying. So we go to the root cause and try to address that through nutrition so that eventually di na ka mag-medication. And ang atong goal is igatiguang na to quality life lang gyapon nga makaduwa gyapon sa atong apo, makalihok dapon nagtaro, nga dirata nga mag linghigda kay wala tay energy and like ni ma'am grabe kay si ma'am kay busy gyapon kay si Ma'am Rose winner dapat nato siya tularan. So so now I'll just like show you my screen so that we can go to our main topic, which is really self-care and health. Like so self-care and health like go together. So I'll make this very brief because I think that you guys know this already. And let me see if I can make this work because this is new to me too. Do you see it?
Yes, we see your
That's one.
PowerPoint.
Okay, so our main topic that Marilis gave me, the title, Prioritizing Self-Care and Your Health During This Crisis. So for me, you can't separate the two. When you do self-care, you're already taking care of your health because health is part of self-care. So this is a journey to a healthier you. So journey meaning process, yeah, di siya diretso. So I just like took some quotes. All the photos here are from Google Images, so credits to the owner. Your health is what you make of it. Everything you do and think either adds to your vitality, energy, and spirit you possess, or takes away from it. So at the end of the day, it's really your choices that matter. No one can tell you what to do. You know yourself better. So this was my wellness journey that I shared earlier. And then health is like money. We never have a true idea of its value until we lose it. So as I mentioned, I'm very lucky that when I did the transition, I didn't have any health issues, right? Some people have to like ask our help, our consultation, because they already have health issues and like major ones, and then they need to make changes. And you don't have to wait for that time. You can start now in making healthy choices. So crisis. So is this just like break down what crisis is? And currently we're under crisis because of this COVID virus. So crisis, it says, and I will break this down later, a time of intense difficulty, trouble, or danger. So difficulty, like currently our situation, trouble or danger, like we can't even go out. Like, di ba, bawal lumabas, matud pa ni Kim Chu, because mahadlok ta na matakdan, and so now is actually a time of crisis because we're experiencing that. It is also a time when a difficult or important decision needs to be made. So this makes us realize different things while we're in crisis. Like we have to make decisions regarding our career, regarding our choices, and probably our health too. Then the third point is it's a turning point of a disease when an important change takes place, either a recovery or death. So it's also considered a crisis when there's a change in our health, and either the result will be a recovery or death. So these are just some that arise when we are in crisis. So first section of the crisis was danger. Like it's a time of danger, a difficult time. So how does our body react when there's danger? As humans, or like as part of the animal kingdom, we actually go on a stress mode. I don't like nurses would know that we go in our sympathetic nervous system, our flight or flight mode kicks in when there's danger, right? Parang mura siya kung sa una pa, kung na'y tiger, naay naay muka, naay lion, naay animal niya, naay kita siya sa lion, so that means danger. So mudagan, the flight or flight mode kicks in. So the same as us, when there's danger, our stress response kicks in. And stress response physiologically, like our heart rate pumps faster, more oxygen in the blood, so all those physiological aspects. But then there's also the emotional aspect, like we get anxious, fear kicks in, and then eventually if magrabe siya na panic attacks, na depression, and so anxiety. So those things are ways that our body responds to danger, and we call that the flight or fight response, and that is stress. And then difficult and important decisions. So this is a crisis means that you have to create difficult and important decisions. So this also makes you think, what do you prioritize? Now that we're in lockdown, what do you prioritize? What do you value? As for me personally, like it has made me realize that the simple things, the basic things is what matters the most now. Like probably sa una nga mugawas pa ta, daghan pa kay tag-i, daghan kay tag naon ba ka na. atong isulob, ato ta moadto, like daghan kay tag cares. But now that we're inside, we're locked down, it makes us consider what we really prioritize. And I hope that because it's a virus and our immune system is actually the first defense against virus, I hope that that also made us realize how important our health is, taking care of our immune system. So that's why self-care is very important, because it helps boost our immune system. So, and then change, it asks us to make changes. So what kind of change do we wish to see while we're in this lockdown, while we're in this crisis, especially in our health? So I'm not sure for you guys what your scenario is with in terms of your health, if you have any health issues, or you're experiencing different emotional stress or physical stress right now with your kind of work, with being the frontliners and always being exposing yourself to danger. But that's why we're talking about this, because your health is as important as the health of your patients. And it's important that you take care of your health. So next is self-care. So now that we know what crisis is, so akong picture, kaning babae nga nagbuo sa iyang self. Okay, like plants, we take care of. Karon daghan makay na himo og plant lovers aning quarantine. Basin usasad mo ana nga daghan na kay mog tanom. So just like your tanom nga kinahanglan bubuan, kinahanglan sunshine, kita sad nga mga, especially women, we need to take care of ourselves to grow and to thrive. So self-care is an activity that we do deliberately. Ako nang i-highlight ang deliberately because that means by choice. So you choose to take care of yourself, to take care of your mental, emotional, and physical health. So it's not just one aspect that you're taking care of, it is the whole being. Okay. And I just like place there, like I really believe that you cannot give what you do not have. Because if nahurot na ang imuhang energy, unsa pa man imong ihatag, kung nagluya na ka, unsa pa man imong ihatag, right? Kung kapoy na kay ka. So there's no point. And also like think kung empty na ka, unsa pa man imong i-share. So you have to fill your cup too. So filling your cup is way of taking care of yourself. So why self-care is important? So ako ning picture paglas na akong uli diha, gabi magay ko mo dagat, pidi ko mo buyo og dagat whole day, di ko mo care na lagom na kay ko. So usan ni sa akong mga self-care pag uli na ko diha, kay tugnaw man diri magpainit ko kung na ako diha. So why self-care is important? To maintain a healthy relationship with yourself. So this is where you acknowledge your self-worth. I think ang woman ba, usay we don't give ourselves credit for the so many things we do in our lives, as a mother, as a wife, as a nurse, as a friend, daghan kay tag roles. And sometimes without us knowing, we get overwhelmed with this so many roles. So self-care, and we get depleted with all the things that is required of us, with the so many roles that we do, especially now that karon nga daghan kay mo cases nga gihandle. Know your self-worth, and when you know that, then you value yourself, and that's where you give yourself priority too. So why self-care is one, maintain a healthy relationship with yourself. It makes you value yourself and gives you confidence and gives you back your dignity. And then work-life balance, of course, if, as what we said earlier, kung overburdened na ka, then there's a tendency to break down. And murag machine good nga kung di mo siya papahawayon, nagsigil lang siya trabaho, di ba maguba. So we don't want that time that we break down. So there should be proper work-life balance. Okay, like si Mom Rose, even if she's busy, she enjoys what she does. So that's actually very important. And when you enjoy what you're doing, you don't really feel so stressed, because what you're doing you find joy. So even if you're very busy in the hospital, when you get off of the hospital, we will talk about the different things that you can do to find that work-life balance. And then to manage stress. I, as a health practitioner, really believe that 90% of diseases is like caused by stress. There's like genetics, of course, but then 90% is stress. Because before, when people were still chill, wala dili kay daghan aning sakit na to karon mga nagkabata ang nagkasakit na nay mga maintenance 20 pa edad na. So it's because of the amount of stress that we put in our bodies, in the change of the lifestyle, that it's demanding so much of our time, our energy, and also the kind of food that we eat. It's fast food, dali, di na kayo home cook, mo order na lang, mo kaon na lang sa gawas kay dali, mo palit niya. Wata kabaw unsa ang naa sa food. So that contributes to the disease. But stress really, even if you eat as healthy as much as you can, but if you're still stressed out, your body is still not able to break down and absorb the nutrients. So mura siya counterproductive kay siya ba na you're doing everything like eating healthy, but then you're still very stressed out. So mura siya ma-off. So self-care is very important to manage stress, and that goes back to the work-life balance. And then improve overall health. So as we said, this is not just about physical health, but also your mental health. Very common nowadays ang insomnia, especially now that we're in lockdown, yet you're trapped in the house. Like a lot of people spend a lot of time staying up late, watching Netflix, YouTube, or whatever, and then staying up late and not getting enough sleep. And insomnia is big now, depression is big now, anxiety is big, and like especially here, psychiatrists' work has gone up because a lot of people are seeking for that kind of professional help. So self-care does not just address physical health, but your overall health. And then I put here, start living instead of just existing. Because if you're just murgig na robot na ka, you're not really taking care of yourself, nga, no go through the motion na lang, you're just really merely existing, okay, day by day, okay, balik na sana na, and you're not really enjoying what you do, you're not really living. So, murag wa na kayo purpose. So, living meaning finding meaning and purpose in your life. And probably your purpose is helping other people, which is very noble, but also you have to help yourself so that you won't break down eventually. So here are just some tips that I find helpful to take care of yourself. So here, pause, and I can group this together, like pause, mindful breathing, or meditate. So as you can see now, it's very in a very fast-paced world, like it's very demanding, especially kamo na daghan kay mong pasyente. It's very important to really pause. Maybe from one patient, then move even 5 minutes of deep breaths. That's already kind of getting a relief for your body. Like finding the time to pause in between and taking deep breaths already gives oxygen to your brain and already calms you. Like it tells the nervous system, okay, kalma lang. Because when we're stressed out, atong breathing shallow. Badali. So dili kay full, dili inflated ang lungs. So taking a pause gives you time to breathe properly, and also like makes your parasympathetic nervous system kick in. So mas ma-relax ka if you take a pause instead of just going through the motion. And then here, move. I know you're already moving in the hospital, walking around, and so many demands. But find something that you enjoy doing other than working. Maybe you jog, or maybe di man dito bawal lumabas man ta, stretch inside your house. If you do yoga, do simple yoga stretches at home after a long day. Maybe you have back pains now from carrying patients, from standing up the whole day. So it's very important that you also take care of your back, because you don't want to have chronic back pain or forever. So yoga, exercise, or something that you enjoy. Maybe you enjoy dancing, dance your heart out, maybe one song, and then mag-zumba ka or something. And then another is choose your circle. So when you're done with work, who do you hang out with? Who do you talk to? So kung sikag social media, toxic kayo mga tao diha, maybe stop social media or choose your circle nga mas positive, nga mas maka-uplift, mas maka-encourage. And then learn to say no. I think common sa Pinoy nga dili kay mo no, kay maikog. But if you know that you're already overwhelmed, learn to say no, because dili man ta superwoman. Like naaman tay limit. And then do what you love. So we have different ways, we have different things that we love. Probably for Ma'am Rose, ganahan siya mag tabang sa mga researchers, or mo tutor, or mo ganahan siya mo read. So find something that you love. Maybe you love to cook, maybe you crochet, maybe read, or whatever your hobbies are. Find time to do that, because it rekindles, it makes you happy, it gives you joy. And then I added here, pray, journal, get out, not get out. Get it out. So meaning, unsa imong mga kaligut-gut, unsa imong mga kanang stress sa utok, ipagawas. Like talk to the Lord, talk to someone who you can vent out with, who you can be honest with, or journal it out if there's no someone. Like write it down, get it out of your system. And that's what I meant. Get it out from your head, so that dili ka ma-stress, na makatog na ka. And then laugh. When was the last time you laughed? So as I said, laughter is the best medicine. So I think like people with really good disposition in life live longer and live happier lives. So if you enjoy what you do and you have like good circle and you have a good positive outlook, you're happy, that also makes you healthy. And then sleep. This is something that's very underrated. People don't sleep now. They feel they have all the time in the world to do so many things. So sleep is very important, because that's when healing happens. That's when repair in our body happens. That's when your body tries to get rid of toxins so that it doesn't stay in your body. So sleep, I think you guys know that. And then eat and drink healthy. I am a plant-based nutritionist, so I advocate for plants. Plants are your best friends, and plants are not considered toxic by your body. Your body recognizes it as a friend. So it nourishes you and it gives you the nutrients you need. And then water. How many glasses of water do you drink a day? When was the last time you had water? Especially if you're very busy, you tend to forget to drink water. Know that water is very important to eliminate the toxins, to flush out whatever that's not needed in the body. So if you don't have enough water, it causes constipation, clogging, and a lot of other health issues. So even just simple drinking of water, remember. So maybe grounds ninyo always have water with you. That's it for self-care. And then just to briefly touch this, because I'm a nutritionist and this is my advocacy, so I wanted to throw this in, and probably Marilis can ask me questions later, but I'll just like go through this real quick. So I know that it's hard to transition to fully plant-based, especially that we're Filipinos, but these are some of the tips that I can give you, and you can do whatever works for you. So first is add fruits and vegetables, one plate at a time. So it's being mindful, okay, now I'm eating breakfast, what's on my plate? And before it was typical rice and meat, and oh, wakoy prutas, oh, mukha ko banana karon, or ay, mukhaon ko kangkong karon be, or mukhaon ko pechay, mukhaon ko kalbasa. So just add those in one plate at a time. It doesn't have to be like, okay, ugma, mag-vegetarian ako. So it's just like mindful choices each meal. So start with each meal and eventually, uy, daghan na di ko vegetables na kaon. Just in case you don't know, fiber, which is murag akong madunggan nga common niya nga description is silhig. Murag silhig sa atong tiyan ang fiber is only found in plants. So it's not found in meat or any animal products. So if you're experiencing constipation or different digestive issues, most likely fiber is lacking in your diet, and fiber is only found in plants. So I put there rainbow, meaning variety. So just because favorite ni mo ang kangkong naka everyday. So variety is important because each vegetable, each fruit, na siya iyang own nutrients nga ika-contribute. So kung mas daghan, mas okay. Rainbow. Avoid dairy, choose plant milk. Dairy, maybe you already know this, is not meant for human consumption because parang ang milk gikan sa cow. So para na siya sa baby cow. And ang cow is an animal that needs to grow really big. So ang iyang fat content very high, iyang protein content very high, and na siya hormones sa cow. So our cow's hormones and our hormones are not actually the same. And that's why a lot of people are lactose intolerant. 70% of the world population is actually lactose intolerant because our bodies are not meant to process lactose, which is found in cow's milk. So that's why if you're one of those people who goes to the banyo after having dairy, then that means it's probably you're not processing it the way you should. So meaning you reject siya sa imong body, that's why kinahanglan ka mo CR. And now luckily we have so many plant milk options of milk. So we have soy milk, almond milk, rice milk, so many. So just try if you can shift to those eventually. And then limit consumption of caffeine, processed foods, and sugars. Go for tea and whole foods. So this is just to just a reminder that these foods like caffeine, processed foods, and sugars are considered toxic to your body, meaning foreign. So your body does not recognize it. Like it takes so much work for your body to break it down, and your liver is involved in filtering the toxins. So every time you eat this, your liver has to work at double time. So mao nang daghan kay fatty liver sad sa Filipinos because of our diet, and it's mura siya na common na siya ba, like stones, kidney stones common, fatty liver common. That's because overworked ang liver because of the kind of food that we eat. Just so go for whole foods and then stock up your pantry with healthy food. So like we have cravings, we snack a lot, and if what we have at home are the regular chips, the regular sweets, then of course mao ginatong kwaon magutom ta. But if you have healthier options, like you have peanuts, nuts, fruits, oatmeal, brown rice, so mas na kay healthier option, then mas na kay option na mo choose sa healthy kaysa kung waagin na siya sa balay. So maybe sa next inyong grocery, get those in your pantry, and then or in your refrigerator or sa inyong cabinet. And then eat plant protein. So contrary to what other people think that protein can only be found in meat, plants also have protein. And the amount of protein in plants, if you eat a variety, is a lot. So these are just like examples of different kinds of protein sources from plants: tofu, chickpeas, beans, lentils, peas, and all other like broccoli, pechay. So all other green vegetables and other vegetables have protein. So if you just eat variety, you're good to go with protein. So doesn't mean to say nga kung daghan kag kaon vegetables, makuwang kag protein na magluya na ka. Like, ako, okay ra ko. Dugay na ko nagkaon ng vegetables. So here, I just like added this, fall in love with taking care of your body. I am Catholic, and I think like you had Father Randy last time. So I really believe that our bodies are temples of the Spirit, and God gave us this body to take care of. So fall in love in taking care of it. Okay, gift money ni God nato, and then we want to keep it healthy so that we can serve other people more, we can serve our families, and give more of what we are blessed with. So me, I'm empowering you to take charge of your health, and you got this, mga healthcare workers. So I just want to say before I end to say thank you for all that you do, for taking care of everyone and putting your lives at stake. Know that you're appreciated, you are valued, and you are loved by all of us. And ako na lang mo apologize sa mga tao nga nagahig ulo, nga nagpabadlong, kanang dili man na tanan, but usay maangin na lang. But hopefully this will be over soon with our prayers and cooperation. So thank you. Mo na to, manan ako. And
Oh my goodness, daghan kay kog na-learn. Ikaw, na nag-record din ako kay, na ako'y checklist. Personally, I have my checklist.
okay,
I
good.
think I'm a master of procrastination.
That's okay.
Of
I
doing
think
those
you're like
checklists. Yeah.
Paano siya? Marag normal na procrastination.
So natay questions sa atong
Sige.
chat page na si Kiddy. So nasa
Sige.
Singkets. Isya mambi, naapod ka your own recipes sa imong page. Maayo kung sa imo gikan kas Pinoy ka. Ya si Cebuana pag yun. You know our taste.
Yeah. So, hi Kiddy. So thank you sa imong question. Actually, if you look at my Instagram, it's Be Yoga Wellness. You will see everything that I make. Like sometimes I post mga behind the scenes, like how I make it from scratch, like mga videos, but not all the time. Sometimes it takes so much time. But I have in my website, I have recipes in my website. Since you're in the Caribbean, probably my recipes would work for you because you can find the ingredients. Because I started only cooking here in Canada. So ako ingredients mas Canada siya kaysa Pinoy. But I also have some Filipino recipes there, kanang mga vegan sisig, mga kanang how I prepare my greens, ako ra siya steam, tangan ako garlic. So, it's beyogawellness.ca. I can message it here also, and then you can check out the recipe page there. And I have breakfast and snacks. I have like main meals. So you can check it out and see unsa imong lamian dito, unsa imong ma-follow. And then in my Instagram, I post stuff there and kanang ako mga inspiration. So you can check it out too. Akong bana, feeling niya dili kay Pinoy akong luto. Usahay, usahay mapinoy siya kay like karon nagkuan mi sweet and sour, but then tofu nga na sweet and sour, and then among rice kay cauliflower nga akong gi-shred, cauliflower nga gigagmay. Mura siya rice, naghimo na ko og murag fried rice, gibutangan ako mga beans anana. So butangan ako garlic niya, ang tofu with sweet and sour. So mura siya akong bana siya, uy mura ni Pinoy ganahan ko ani kay Pinoy mo siya now kay murag kanon sudan. But then it's healthy version. So in ana akong mga style, but mao lang na ang limitation because I am here and I find the ingredients here, and surti sad ang nasa Cebu kay nasa fresh gata, nasa diba mga
Ako kay dilata man atong gata mo na atong
lahi ra kay uy himo
glasa.
bunggos nga nay gata, lami ra kay tong sa Cebu ba nga. Susig ana nimo bago pang puga ang gata, lami kayo nga ni kay
Lami na, sweet na.
Oh, so sige na lang, mo na may choice, mag-good pa ta niya,
Bitaw, balance lang ang world kay natay daghang resources sa ato nga wala diri, pero nasa tay na diri nga wala sa ila
Wala
sa ato
man
dito.
kamunggay diri kay kanang frozen nga asa siya gikan, so kanang mugna lang sad so check out my website biyogawellness.ca and then my Instagram biyoga wellness asay magdan-aw ra mo basin kanang makuan mo ano sa ganini maglaway.
Ako maglaway ko. I admit, every time I look at your stories, you know what? It's really inspiring because you know my journey, and I'm very open, by the way, since I don't know Ate Bern personally, and then because of yoga and also nag-search ko, di ba, #vegan. Nibong na lang ko, nakita na ko yung mga food ko, wala, Bisaya din ni siya. Huwag ko mag-expect. Unya, later on, I found out na you're a friend of Sefrey. So, Sefrey was the one actually, siya nag-host sa among first na support group meeting. Ang ako mong kuan ato is, nag-guide yun siya na mag-meditation and yoga. Di ba, Ma'am Rose? Yeah, wala mi ready kay, wala mi mga mat. But she was really like up to 100% ready. Nya, bago pa dito siyang mata. Unya, thankful kay ko kay wala jud kay wala pa di pa structured ang talk. So mo to ko uy unsa man ako matapik pero isa jud na sa akong mind ikaw. Pero ako mag-expect small world nga friends day mo ni Sefrey. And she talks about you so much highly. She's inspiration kaniya. So isa sa akong inspiration nga every time makakita ko sa imong stories, and I think it's being mindful of what you eat. As what you have said, kung sana sa imong plato, dapat makabalo ka what it is for, kung helpful ba na sa imong lawas. Kay, akong mama ug papa, they died of an early age because of cardiovascular diseases. Both of them, Jude. So, my papa died of, I was 7 years old, namatay siya sa Saudi because of congestive heart failure, hypertension. So, that's basically the cascade ending up failing the heart valves, and then later on, mo na siya. It's a choice because of we can't do anything with our culture. It's a poor choices of diet, but we can actually think of alternative ways. Because before growing up, akong lola lolo na ay garden. Karon we look up to like everything instant because of our busy world. Na-influence ta sa mga American ways, sa mga actually imported ways, but it's not really healthy. And also number 2, akong mama. Sponsored to siya smoker. So mo to iyahang alternative of dealing with stress. Coping, unhealthy coping. So mausad na siya. Ang ako diri karon nga niagi ko og like actually nag-PTSD ko sa among effects diri sa ang impact sa COVID-19. And sometimes nakaingon ko nga dili na ko, it's out of my di na ko makontrol kung unsay naa sa palibot, but makontrol na ko unsaon ako pag-react sa situation. Mao jud na akong na-learn unya. Karon mo ra kog feeling happy bisag maingon sila, "Aloy ang uban makita jud nimo nga na stress and anxiety." But smiling is, of course, you release your endorphins, and once you smile, even naka-mask ka, it is already contagious. Mao ni akong na-learn. Makaingon sila, unsa man ka, oy kanang hyper kay ka nga, wala, happy lang ko, and I just want to be happy. Mao ra jud na siya. It's about your helping yourself, how to be mindful, and how to really cope up in a healthy and adaptive way. Mao yun na siya. Thank you. I appreciate you, Jud. Ikaw jud akong gilook up to. So, ako i-post diri later on imuhang mga social media sites, especially imong Facebook, Instagram.
In Facebook. And then also like feel free to message me if you have questions, if you need guidance of unsa man imong alternatives, unsa man ako makaon, mga nana. So like very open ko to help because I started my wellness journey there in Cebu in 2010. So it was very new. Like people thought I was crazy. Like mura gid akong parents gid grabe gid ka concerned. And then now, katong nagasakit na sila, na sila na kapag naminaw lang gid minimo. So karon nga na ako diri, tawag na ako mga tana Burns, kaon ko gin ani, okay ni nako. ko, sa akong imong,
Wow.
dili ko diri kuan, ana. So, sa una, inyo jud kong gikuan nga, day, murag sayop na yung kuan. Ano niya, sumugon ko sa akong papa, basig nanay, nagtuon na ang mga tao diya sa gawas, nga nanay famine diri sa tong balay, kay wala na kami kaon. Nga kanang sino kagkaog sagbot, ana. Okay na lagi ko niya. Pag mo to, kita sila nga, masakit sila ako nasakit, ano, pag ito, mamayo, siguro na yung gibuhat. So, I think like,
And it's
for me,
proven, science. It's explained by science man jud.
yeah,
Because even from
true.
before, sa katong panahon pa sa mga tigwangan, di ba, kinaon nila isagbot. Karon naman lang ng bagong mga millennials nga, even 30 years old nag-stroke. Daghan kay mig cases ana. And then unhealthy coping pod mao na mag-drugs,
Right.
mag-smoke. Line smoking like vaping, and then mo binay humot kayo mga comorbidities sa COVID-19. So kinsa tong mga nurses nga ang akong nakaila pod, majority sa mga nurses grabe ang unhealthy coping, mga smoker, makita lagi ka bisag diri sa amo sa New Jersey, makitaan mo ang doktor na matay sa iyang own specialty. Like
Oh,
neuro, namatay sa stroke, cardiologist, namatay heart attack, because they're not, they're,
think
they're
properly.
preaching, but they're not applying it onto
Yeah.
their own lives.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be part of that statistics, and we can always say, like as what you have advised, nga di nimo makontrol ang mga tao kung silang gusto. So that is only a tip.
Yeah.
And so, ang akong one question, Jud, because I know
Yeah.
it's really, guilty sab ko. Gusto ko na ako'y mind nga gusto ko healthy diet. But once makakita na kog food nga unhealthy, murag, mukuan Jud, murag, makuan nimo ang panglasa. Giunsa nimo pag-retrain imong brain na kay kuan nga, di ko mo face ani, di ko
I
gusto mo
know.
ani. Giunsa na nimo
So,
pag-manage katong napaka sa Cebu?
so before, so ako good kay, di good ko about depriving myself. Like even now, di ba ako like 100% clean. Akong guilty pleasures is dark chocolate, so still vegan. So I look at the ingredients, nga wa siya milk products. And chips. Like I love chips. Muna ako, and salty ba siya. So na ako'y guilty pleasures, but it's not something na mo-overdo ko nga mauna akong main kanon. When I was there in Cebu, I think like it's true. When I went to the vegan retreat in Palawan, it was 1 week of raw vegan. Like nothing was cooked. Everything was cooked in the backyard, and then we made it from scratch. Gi-educate sad me mo tini kanindot, you were not just eating, but you were educated. So once you start ang gikordo, whole food, live food. So meaning the moment that we cook the food, the moment mawad-an ba siya nutrients, we know that, right? And the moment it's processed, mawad-an siya nutrients. So the moment you eat more live food, meaning in its whole form, mo start siya og kuha sa cravings. And for me, when I transitioned, 1 year siguro ko, Marilis, na nag-green smoothie every morning. So, di man ko ba muluto. Yeah, everyone in the house would eat the same food, rice and whatever. So ako, ni transition naman ko, ganahan man ko nga mo continue. So ko, sige, di man ko muluto, and wala ko time muluto in the morning, mag-green smoothie ko. So, ang akong green smoothie was greens, like petchay, kangkong, usay na ako'y kale, makitaan, spinach. So, greens, and then akong favorite fruit. So, kung may mangga, naagi ko'y saging sa akong smoothie, or niya akong parisan, o mangga baron, or apple, or kung unsa ang naa fruits. So, naagi ko'y fruits. So, greens and fruits, and then pag first, kay paitan man ka kay green. So, mas fruity to siya. So, fruity kay akong smoothie. Eventually, kabantay ko nga, daghan nagka-green, nagkalumot na dyan siya, nagka-green niya. Pag sa una kay mo sa, uy, lami kay fruity. Pag adugay, paitan na ano yun. Ako, okay han ako. So, your palate changes. And it was explained na the more you have greens, parang pag surya nila ato muragwa kay kung ni-believe, but the more you have greens in your diet, the more you crave for greens. Nga, instead mo salivate ka sa katong mga usual, mo salivate na ka sa salad. And it was true for me na I didn't force myself. So I didn't force myself to parang kung katong mukhaon ko Jollibee, kaon ko. Kung ay ganahan ko lechon manok, nangaon sa lechon manok, mukhaon ko beef rib, kaon ako. Okay ra siya, dili siya as lami na sa akong nahunahunaan. And probably because I was putting a lot of vegetables already, not like the processed ones nga packaged, but because I start my day with, I think kung mautanag gid sila na ko, I think akong dito siya secret, but what really helped me was my green smoothie every day. Like murag magbaon pugog ko, like one whole blender ako imuon, daghan kay kog ibutang, and then one whole pungpong of pechay. Ako isud na ako butangan og mga kuan, mga sagol-sagol, mga whatever, and then tilawan ako oy pait ra kay tara og more prutas, blend sad. Mo inom ko one glass, and then the rest I bring it with me. And then mo inom ko na throughout the day, or kung mahurot na siya nako, and then magbaon mo gito akong bound good kay magbound jud ko og nadyo koy kamote, saging kay di ba wa man koy choice kay sa Cebu asa mo kumukaon.
Oh, wala kay ang mo makita puros karinderya nga nanay kuan ready na nga sukad.
Oh, ana as
Order.
mahal man sa guys sige palit. So
Oo.
nako kung kunahan ko mo snack, so nako kuha ko sa saging, kuha ko sa bana, kuha na niya mag-prepare ko mga simple good. And ana so at limited yun kay akong options pagsugod. So it was very challenging for me. Like I lost so much weight. And then nagpa-doktor pa gani ko kay anong sige kong CR.
Oo, kay nagpasabot ang imong lawas, nag-adjust pa.
Adjust
Pero
siya.
later on,
Nanlalibog ko, nautano kung anong sige kong CR because without me knowing, constipated kay ko before.
oh, right.
And then na-regular na siya. I thought dili siya normal.
That's right. Mausad na siya akong nabantayan kay kung mukaon ko greens, naadjud ko'y regular, like, daily going to the bathroom. Unlike before, like every other day. And it's, sa among kuan po, like kung nagtrabaho ka, like ako, I work 12 hours, 14 hours. Ang imuhang akong kuan sa water, to be mindful. So I bought this water nga naa siya gauge. So you're drinking at 8 a.m. I'm gonna show it to you.
So yeah, just to continue, maona, I think the more you add live food in your diet, that's so good.
Na siya reminder sa ako, but I think sa Cebu, bisag na kay nga 1 liter, pwede na nimong listahan nga kani siya for 8 a.m., for 10 a.m. Nya mo na imong goal for the whole day that you're drinking at least a liter of water. Because ako kay makalimot ko always, but akong gipili akong favorite color, na name. So at least we can do like other ways. Ako ding anak si Michael.
Hi Michael.
Kumusta?
Kumusta?
Can I have ice cream?
Oh, ice
cream.
Sorry, excuse me for that intermission. All right, and then mangutan natin ni Ma'am Rose basi na siya specific question.
Oh, Ma'am Rose, sa imong ikakadalit.
Okay. For me, self-care is giving yourself one little what that's for you. Sa ato pa, ako being the moral management, na-adjust ko ay stop myself for 24 hours. So nag-schedule jud ko nga as much as possible, properly distributed akong activities for the day. So, schedule jud na ako nga I have a sleep of 8 hours.
Oh, good.
Exercise for 30 minutes, 15 minutes food and deep breathing. So, na-adyo ko more something na kanang then personal. I do not know kay tradition nourishment ko. I graduated 1970s pa. So, na-adyo ko when I was in the dormitory, everything is scheduled. So, na-example personal care. So, gi-allot yun na ko nga in a day for 24 hours, gikuhaan na daan hours. 16 hours. So, yalot na ko na how many hours ang personal care na ko, how many hours ako ang for meals with snacks nga it takes for 4 hours a day. Like, usahay manggod, no? Kanang maunta, Pilipino, magkaunta, dili manggod nga, kanang concentrate yun ta, but sometimes we are still magkaunta, pero at the same time, we're Wala
Yes.
ang Pilipino, no? So,
Idol
I
jud na ko si
included
Ma'am
that
Rose.
Lagi. As in.
here na ay 2 hours kay naturally maligo ka pero at the same time na kay mag-shower ka before you sleep. So, ang 24 hours, naka-allocate yun ko og 2 hours for personal care. Then I have my exercise 15 to 30.
Very good
So that
kaayo.
is very important. Then, na, for my eating habits, including the snack, it takes 4 hours. Kunya, kwan siya, readings, naadyo ko readings everyday, nag-adot ko og time because kana more on mental exercise, no? Is more on mental exercise. So, naadyo ko reading, then at the same time, ako po siyang I do my computer, nya I talk with the magkuhan ko mga messages, o nya magtanaw ko Facebook, then nga, more or less 3 hours per day. Then
Wow.
cooking because ano ko, dili do ko purely vegetarian, but i-minimize na ako ang meat nga. Wala do ko itibuot na meat. Giluto na sagol-sagol na lang
Yeah,
bagamay,
yeah,
no?
yeah.
Mo or bitchin instead of using ako ginagmay, no? Kunang para palamig-lamig because kung naan ako ground meat, I can prepare, I can pansit, maski kung sa ako mag-cook, no? With vegetable, with kanang carrots, with maski.
Yeah.
And at the same time, naapo ko'y time on watching TV, mga news, na, no? To be ganang aware of what is in the environment. Kunya, ang usa jud nako nga every day 30 minutes to 1 hour because I'm nag-enjoy kog tan-aw sa mga pictures nga naa naka-alsa ako ang computer. Tan-aw ko mga ala na pa man ko mga 2010, 2011 nalimot naman ko pero nag-ano yo kung ko tan-aw sa mga pictures nga old pictures, no? Okay. So mo-enjoy ko ni ana, no? Ko naa pa di ko household works as part of my exercise, kadang changing of linens, dusting,
Oh.
you clean the CR. So, mo-enjoy ko ni anak. Pero at the same time, in the preparation of food, layo man ko, ay kadang kuan man ko, layo, no, magmukid man nga style ba. So, kuan siya, I was forced to do backyard gardening, mananong og kamunggay, alugbati, mananong in it's only in the backyard kay you can store in your refrigerator ang isda and whatever pero ang fresh na vegetable you can just pick up in your garden. So
Yeah.
usually mo kuan man gud mi mo vegetable every day, morning, afternoon, night, na dyan may vegetable.
Yay!
Nice. Organized kayo. I really like it because ang iyahang kuan kay
So,
agree ko ana ha dili jud nimo ingon i-deprive imong self, especially social media kay nindot man sang involved ta. Pero nindot kayo mamang imuhang plan, it's so like precise sa imuhang daily activities and looking at like old pictures nga maka-reminisce kas imong happiness kasi kana siya maka-sharpen sad na sa imuhang memory kasi at least dili nimo malose ang imuhang mga long-term memories. Isa jud na siya. Wow.
So yeah, it's very nice that you plug it in your schedule.
sometimes nakalimot ako naanay ko I visited this place so na-adult ko pictures so ma-enjoy jud ko kanang scan o mga pictures ko kanang naasa ako ang computer na. So, mag-enjoy ko every day. So, at the same time, I go with my husband na mag-enjoy ko since na ako time for TV and YouTube, so tanaw-tanaw ko kung old vaccine, with my husband, mag-ano ko ni ba, so makita na ako ng tanan ko ni ko na is my husband's favorite. So makita Nako tanang boxing ni Pacquiao na enjoy ko my husband.
Akong lola, hapit man atakiha ng mga boxing niya. Mahadlok ko. Wow, that's awesome.
You can interact with him kung ang sa iyang reaction yan. So, pagka ma-enjoy ka because you are gaining.
Yeah.
Ma'am, natay suggestion, ma'am, sa atong chat nga would be nice if one day si Ma'am Rose will give us a management topic. Kay very organized kayo si Ma'am Rose and I highly agree. As
Yes, do it. You should share your experience, ma'am. Okay, it seems that you're very successful in creating a well-balanced life.
Yung sa manimo pag-manage nga, when kanang nag-work ako sa hospital as a nurse, nag-teach pa ko in the school, and then I can have my kanang business of my own, rapay ko na yung pag mo sa imang tabi ko. Gi-schedule naman din na ako, so I follow my schedule. So, we know that our one day is 24 hours, so gi-minus na ako ang imuha ako, ang 1/3 is 4 hours sleep, no? Para matuog dutang, pahuway dutang. And 8 hours is my active, mga activity. And 8 hours is accommodation of exercise, leisure, and enjoyment. So, di atong din ako. So, physically, mentally, spiritually, you are complete.
Yeah.
It's like
Morning,
totality.
perfect example of self-care na tanan.
Dapat tularon dyan si ma'am sa mga panggingon ganina. Yes.
Care is giving permission to yourself to do your best. So, sa man mo to do your best, if you are not equally, wala mo properly ma-distribute in imong time. So, imo yung properly distributed imong time para wala kayo na miss out. And what is important also is documentation. You take notes of what is important. So, you have a diary. Para malipay ka ba? Na in Amand, more on projection. It's more on planning action. Ganyan na. You project what or you want to do for the month. So, wala siya.
Kung pareha sa nursing, kung wala na hitabo, kung wala na document, wala na hitabo. Mao na siya, right?
So akong kuan ganani highlight ni
things you do, things you document. Wala yung akong husband. Sige man yung kalkuan, mahilig man yung picture. Yung pictures I cannot remember. Akong activity, kinsa akong puyog, if I will not document, so sometimes mag-picture doon po. No? Then, if na ko, because di-enjoy man po og scan sa mga past, kanang mga prints na documentation.
Yeah. Ma'am, ganala ko mo highlight sa parts nga imong gi-share na you plug in your sleep already in your schedule, because I think like what's happening nowadays, whatever is nabilin na lang ang sleep. Dili siya priority nga gi-plug nga oy dapat 8 hours ko. Karon kay nabilin na lang like ay pwede pa ko matug nag 2 hours. Ay napay nabilin mga muatam ko alas 5 so kani mga pa ko 3 hours. So what you're doing is actually prioritizing it, which is really good. And that's why like I think kung sakto imong tug mas nindot sa imong disposition kay di ka irritable nya mukha kag tarong kay wala ka na mag-crave but then kung kuwang kag sip saputon ka o kay klaro di ka ganahan mo buhat. So si ma'am saktog-tug pirmi malipayon maka-exercise pa siya, ka-garden pa siya, maka Facebook pa siya o daghan kay siya agi kay rested man yung pamati, pero kung irritable na kadaan, naguba na yung mga
So, igmata pa lang nimo, wala ka sa mood, guba na dyan.
apil pag yun ang uban, angin pag tao uban, diliray ka. So, I just wanted to acknowledge your ano, ma'am, na you plug in what's important to you, and then everything has its own time. So that's why wala kay
Miss.
miss. Yeah. So
Modyo na sakto kayo sa tong prioritizing. Modyo na siya pinaka best example. Na
yeah, and then
i-prioritize
napagid siya
nato.
exercise. So kudos, check siya tanan sa atong tips.
Sa tunang checklist, murag nawani man akong checklist. Checklist nga wala action, pero iya hagi action na before niya himong checklist, di ba? That's
So like,
amazing.
yeah, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank
That's
you,
so
Ma'am
good.
Rose. Yeah, so it's
I
11:33.
have that
Oh, sorry.
being take notes jud ko. Oh, like for example, kanang ako ang mga notebook, iwi ko sa i-borrow dito sa friends na ako nga mo take of examination because every time nga mo reading ko mo take notes man ko example kinsa ang mga president, kinsa ang mga mga dignitaries na lublises sa Philippines, kanang tanan jud nga readings, take notes jud na nako. What is important nga ako magbasa, mag-take notes jud ko. So I have my notebook. Yun mo, naanad bang ko when I do readings, take notes jud ko. Mas gigani ka ng I'm listening to when I'm taking notes. Karon example, kanang natay si ato ang speaker si
Bernadette.
no, yak na di ay, sorry. So, I'm taking notes kung unsa ang iyahang naanad man ko nga, kanang I believe that in learning man good, you will be using the more senses you use, is the more learning that you have. So, the more senses you use, is the more learning you have. So, when you are you are listening and you are also taking notes. Oo. Then ma-internalize naman good na sa imong brain niya, ma-recall na nimo. So when you are taking your notes at the same time, kuan ka, the more senses imo magamit is the more learning you.
Oh, agree. Agree ko, Ana.
Wow. Tanan nimong i-share, ma'am, no, akong gi-take down pod, gi-take notes para in the future kung maabot maloy ang Ginoo kay ako mga parents early age man sila na kuan na deceased, so ako na siyang kuan isa sa ako mga goal nga maabot ko ng idara nga I am healthy, I'm able to do the things that I love, and I'll be able to watch my apples without hurting my back and my knees. So maka head shoulder no knees and toes pa ko nila. Imagine na siya. So, Ma'am, salamat you guys sa imong sharing. And Ate Bernadette, thank you. And I know Kidi is watching, listening. And I know akong goal lang nga makatanong kanindot kayo ni. Nindot kini siya i-inject sa atong new normal. Ang kaning, I think this is gonna be very helpful once ma-spread out ni nato ang video. And then makahelp sa atong mga nurses on quarantine on how to deal with the daily stress of COVID-19 and at least, adapt to the new normal. So I would like to thank our speaker, Ate Bernadette, for your time, for sharing your expertise. And nurses, always remember, our body is our temple. When we pray with all our heart niya. Atong buhaton nga, dedication, commitment jud sa atong service to serve others. But don't forget to take care of yourself because nobody will take care of you. Ikaw ra jud. Kitara. So, maura na siya tong close na tong topic, and thank you so much for watching. And please feel free to share this video to your nurse friends, atong families, and then at least we can save one person at a time, diba?
Yes.
Mag-help ta sa atong families and friends. So, thank you kaayo.
Thank you. And enjoy your evening and morning.
Evening sa Canada. Good evening. Almost midnight na diri sa New Jersey. And Ma'am Rose and Kitty, thank you for everything.
Thank you, Ma'am Rose. Nice to meet you. And Kitty.
No, we have learned a lot also from your input because it's a combination of exercise and nutrition. So the question is so
Thank you po.
input I and I learned a lot.
I learned a lot too. So thank you so much for joining our fourth virtual conversation. I love you all. Thank you.
Stay healthy, guys. Take care of yourselves. God bless.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.